that was the right answer. See what? Come on. There we go. Okay, so we were talking about doing proofs. We have lots of them that we did on Thursday. And we were just starting to talk about fractions. So like we did on our warm-up, keep, switch, flip is a thing that you need to remember. So let me have you try. We'll start out with a little bit easier here. So again, I'm not writing proof every time it says, so we're just doing proofs. So I'm not writing it every time. There you go. Okay, so folks, there's nothing that is a Pythagorean identity here. So there's no squares and ones. So the dogs is worthless to look at. Nothing is squared. So the only thing you can do is turn everything into terms of sines and cosines. The top is already sine. We've got sine over cosecant is what? 1 over sine. Okay, so then it's fraction math. So keep the top, give him a 1 so he doesn't sink, and then switch to multiplication and flip this guy over. So it's sine x over 1, which is equal to what? Sine squared, and you're done. Okay, so fraction, yeah, it looks terrible, but fraction math is like you could do a lot of keep, switch, flip, but just do it. It's not like it's scary. Try this one.
That was beautiful.
The first day? I thought it was
Thursday.
Oh, I thought it was the first day.
It was not the first test.
No, I'm not going to do it for homework because that's dumb. But once we get the first quiz, we're good.
You can't laugh. You don't do your homework either.
I have done my homework this semester. So. No.
We were just as bad at each other last year.
Okay, at least I wasn't disruptive during class. I just didn't do my homework. I wasn't disruptive. I just slept.
Because this is very similar. Cosecant is what? What's cosecant turn into?
Well, yeah.
1 over sine. Cotangent turns into? Okay, cosine over sine. Nothing happens. So it's got to be the division that we're after. So keep the first one. Switch to multiplication, flip this guy over. So sine x, cosine x. Sine over sine cancels. 1 over cosine is equal to secant. Cosecant is 1 over sine. And cotangent is cosine over sine. Okay. Let's do this one. This one you could do a couple different ways. Okay, so I can tell you right now there's two ways to do this. Both are going to be just fine.
Oh wait, this is really easy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Okay, so two ways you can do this. I would turn everything into sines and cosines, honestly. Okay, cosine is already there. Secant is 1 over cosine, and tangent is sine over cosine. Okay. Easiest thing to do is say, hey, I have fractions. I'm going to keep switch flip. There's actually, I lied, that's not the easiest way, but whatever. So this is cosine x over 1 over cosine. And if I keep that's the top, switch to multiplication, flip this over, it's cosine over sine. Okay. Now we have this happy thing where things cancel. So the cosines cancel. That leaves me with cosine over sine, which is what? Cosine over sine. Cotangent. Okay. You could, okay, so let's say you turn everything into sines and cosines. These guys cancel. This is the other way you could do it. You could be like, oh, that's 1. This goes back to tangent, and 1 over tangent is cotangent. So there's that way to do it also. Okay? It just means that you recognize that this is 1, this doesn't do anything, and it goes back to being cotangent. Okay? Either way is fine. Let me have you do. Let me have you do this one.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Why are you being so mean, Trevor? This is a non-hostile environment.
Apparently, it's very hostile.
I think I did some wrong, because I got one.
Got one.
Well, I just turned the top one stuff.
What's the top turn into?
Cotangent.
Okay. Cotangent squared. What's the bottom turn into?
Cotangent squared plus one.
Oh, I wouldn't switch him. Because he's already one term.
Oh, okay. I should do that.
Mm-hmm. Keep switch flip. Right? Fraction math.
Oh, do I just want to do one? Because of this little one. And I have cotangent over cosecant.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Okay. So, cosecant squared minus 1 is what?
Cotangent squared.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Cotangent squared. Cosecant is cosecant. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn these into sines and cosines. So cotangent is cosine over sine. What's cosecant? 1 over sine. Okay, so now I'm going to keep switch flip. So keep the top.
Oh, wow.
Flip that guy. Okay, sines cancel. Do you see where you...
Yeah.
It's all that matters is if you see it. Okay, we're going to do 3 more examples. Then I'll give you homework time. Okay, 3 more examples. Let's do... Just did that one.
Why don't you give us the homework and then we do the examples on the homework?
No.
Oh, that's smart.
Nope. Yep. Oh, we just did that one.
I hate standing.
Whoa.
Why do you hate seeing?
I don't know. It's like your favorite species.
Okay, there you go.
Be nice to Weston, okay? They said this to your Weston and your cousins.
Yeah, it's your mom and his dad.
They're cousins. So we're like second cousins.
They're cousins. Got it. Some sort of cousin. Do you mind? Please do this.
Does this equal sign?
Yep.
Okay.
Try to work guys.
Should I change the bottom one with a little bit on or not?
So what I only changed though, okay, this is a good question. I would only change if you can take 2 things down to 1 thing, right? So we want to take the top one and change them because it can convert them to 1, and then we can cancel things
Yeah.
because of that. So while it is a valid thing that you could do, it doesn't help you.
Ooh, this one was light work.
Why was it?
I wrote it down.
It wasn't. If we went back and did it, you'd be like, oh, that's light work.
Just because they hadn't done it.
It's because you haven't done it.
Yeah. In all realness, we did this like a week ago.
You guys on record.
In all realness, we did this Wednesday and Thursday.
I wasn't here Wednesday.
Not my problem. You can watch a video. What's the top? What's the top equal?
Side square.
Okay, so you guys, Ellen asked this question and it was a good one. So she said, should I change this one? And
That's enough.
And the answer is, it's a great question because we're changing things around. Why wouldn't we change the bottom? We do that substitution to get 2 into 1 because our goal is to make things simpler. We don't want to take 1 and turn them into 2 because we're making it more complicated. Okay, so goal is to make things simpler. It's a valid and legal move. You could replace this with secant squared minus 1. That's fine. It just doesn't help you. Now you've got sines and cosines. So that's sine over 1 times, well, this would be sine squared over cosine squared. So keep switch flip. So sine over 1, cosine squared over sine squared. What happens there?
We can't.
Cancel. And equals cosine squared. Okay, well, I lost it. There you go. Cosine squared. Okay. 2 more. Yeah.
So we got 1 minus cosine squared.
This is so the big dog is sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, right? And so you go, oh, it's a 1 and a cosine squared. That means it's a big dog, but move this to the other side so it matches. So you know sine squared is equal to 1 minus cosine squared. So then because this is equal to this, I can take this out and replace it with sine squared. That's what you're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I remember my first question.
Second, we have to. So that's. I think we're just working on. Yeah, we have to look on.
Okay, there you go. Best summary I heard of this, use the dogs, right? Those don't even have to be rearranged. So what does the top equal? Secant squared. What's the bottom equal? Okay, cosecant squared. And then you go, I can't do anything, but it's not equal. Yeah, you can. Turn everything into terms of sines and cosines. So secant is 1 over cosine squared. And then cosecant is 1 over sine squared. Okay, now you have double fraction and you can keep switch flip. So this is 1 over cosine, switch and flip this guy, sine squared over 1, which is sine squared over cosine squared, which is tangent squared. Okay, I want you to listen to me. This is what I'm seeing. I do not want this in your notes, but I want you to pay attention. I'm going to tell you why. So I told you you are only allowed to touch one side of this thing, and your goal is to make this side be equal to this side, which we did. Okay, so I want to remind you of something. Don't write this down. But if I said to you, hey, please solve this, and I made you show your work, what's the first thing you would do? Where? From both sides. Now, there's something that lets us do that. This takes us back to like 7th grade, 8th grade. There's something that lets you do that called the subtraction property of equality. Okay, which we don't talk about anymore because we just know how to do it. The subtraction property of equality says, hey, if two things are equal, if you do the same thing to both sides, then they'll stay equal. So there's a subtraction property. What would you do next? Divide both sides by 2, which you can do because they're equal and you do it to both sides. I know that it's 4. I don't care that it's 4. Okay, but we can do that because they are equal. And we're used to writing down these equal signs because these are equal. Over here, we're not allowed to do things to both sides because we do not know that these are equal. Okay, we are not allowed to apply the properties of equality because we don't know they're equal. We're trying to prove they are equal. So number 1, that means we cannot do things to both sides. Like I can't be like, hey, I'll multiply both of these by 1 plus cotangent squared. You can't do that because we don't know that these are equal. The second thing that means is that you should not be writing this. Okay, because this is not a true statement yet. So this tangent should not get written down again. So this guy here, so as I'm walking around, I'm seeing a lot of those tangents all following this all the way down. Don't do it, okay? It's habit because we're used to just writing the next thing down, right? You're going to divide by 2 and you're just going to write down your equal sign. It's habit. Don't do it though because these aren't equal until you prove that they're equal. And the only way to do that is to keep your equal signs over here, get your tangent equal to your tangent. Okay, if you put these tangents here on the quiz, I will mark it wrong. Okay, don't do it. Just because we don't do it. All right, last one. This is extra credit, test extra credit level. Okay, test extra credit level. Now listen, it's a little bit bigger, but you have all of the tools that you need to know how to do this.
I hate math.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question, like when you look at this, we have a sine squared and a minus, but do we have any ones? no, so you can't be looking at the dogs. So your only choice is to turn those things into sines and cosines. Okay, so that's your first step. Sine is already sine, so don't mess with them. Okay, but cotangent is cosine over sine. Tangent is sine over cosine. And then cotangent is cosine over sine. And sine is sine over 1. Now, take a look at what happens. Okay, what happens on the top?
Cancel.
Yes, I have a sine, sine, cosine, cosine. That's all 1. So look, now I have a sine and a 1, a sine squared and a 1. On the bottom, what happens? Yeah, the sines cancel and you have cosine. So that just got about 5,000 times simpler. Okay, now, sine squared and a 1. Rearrange the big dog. That's a rearranged big dog. You're going to have to think about that one a little bit.
Oh, not easy. It just becomes negative cosine.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's,
That's it.
and then you say there.
That's equals that negative.
So, well, look. So the big dog is sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. If you want it to be sine squared minus 1, what do you have to do?
Minus the 1.
Well, minus the 1,
Minus the cosine.
and then minus the cosine. Okay, so then we have sine squared minus 1 equals negative cosine squared. Now you can substitute, and then you're almost done. Like, life gets a lot easier.
Oh, that was cake.
Yep. So cosine squared over cosine.
Oh, too bad. It just,
Okay, and then
it got it.
what happens here? Cancels one of the cosines. The negative just stays because he's a negative. It's like negative 1. So 1 cosine cancels, negative cosine x. Okay? So, that's what I have to say. Number 1 thing, just do something. When you're looking at these, just do something and see where it gets you. Number 2, the homework is significantly easier than these, but these are test level. Okay, so homework, page 283, 57 through 63.
And like that's just it.
That's it.
Oh, on Thursday.
Today.
Oh, they only have 6 bottles.
Yep, 7, but